Hello, my dear Scorpio, and welcome here to my YouTube channel, Rumble channel, Wellness Beyond Intuition with me, Oliver. And if it is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Now, this is the reading for September, and the golden rule usually is, because they are general, these readings, is if you would like to get a fuller picture of what's happening in your life and what's coming up, is to check out your moon and rising as well as your Venus and Jupiter placement. That's usually what I say anyway. Also, if there's a word or phrase that seem to resonate with you, then pay attention. It may mean that we are on the right track. And this always happens when I start speaking on these videos. I had this whole bunch of toad family that seems to be resurfacing in my throat. It's a lot of fun. I do have some water here, so forgive me if I have to take a sip of water in between giving you the messages that are coming through. I I did do a little bit of meditation before I got on here, so just to sort of get a feeling of where you're at in the month of September and what it is that you can look forward to, and what might help you bring a certain sense of energy into what it is that you take on as an endeavor, whether it be career, money, or whether it's just relationships that you're also interested in. And what I'm really getting loud and clear here is that there's like a palette of many different things that seem to be coming up, and it's also a sense of allowing yourself to dive deeper into, this is going to sound very funny, but it's like dive deeper into the more exotic part of who you are and what it is that you bring to the world. And when I mean exotic, I mean that it's okay not to stay so vanilla all the time, meaning creatively think completely outside the box. And especially when it comes to career, I think that it's time for you to with what I'm seeing anyway, is time for you to venture into a place where you can easily, if you want to expand your business, if you want a new job, if you just want to see if you can get a promotion where you're at, it's okay to think outside the box, meaning that the exotic part is that, instead of always thinking domestic animals, try and think, like the zoo, like what kind of animals can you find there? Well, all kinds of animals, right? If it's a good one. Meaning that, we tend to go to the traditional route, in order to achieve what it is that we've achieved in the past. And I think that you've definitely come a long way where you are now with what you've done in the past. But now it seems like you're being called upon to create something more exciting and new in your life, and that takes some thinking that will take you to that next level. Okay, and I think you can do it. And it's funny, it also applies. It seems to be like the common theme for a lot of signs here today, or for the month of September. And that is that even when it comes to relationships, it's okay to be creative. I mean, if you have somebody that has your heart's attention, be creative. How are you going to bring that person into your life? Or if it's somebody who's coming back to your life, and you're still interested in them, what are you going to do to make this work this time? And it'll take a completely different form of energy, in the sense that you don't want to repeat the past, because if it's something that has already been there and it's done, then obviously it wasn't working out. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for all of you. You are a lot of Scorpios out there. I hope so. But it certainly is a place where you can allow yourself to be that creative person that I know you are inside. Okay, you got that water going for you, and it runs deep. It runs really deep, and allow that to guide you in the month of September. Use your emotions, use your feelings, use that intuition that I know you have that is so sharp. Use it, utilize it, and don't be afraid to do so. I think that a lot of times when we do think outside the box, people, they have a tendency to judge us. Not everybody, of course. But a lot of people, they go, hey, why are you doing it that way? And I don't know. I think you should do it that way. Anything that feels natural to you, no matter how crazy it seems to other people, that's where you want to. That's where you want to. That's where you want to go. Okay. But let's dive into the cards. I'm using the Undersea Tarot this month of September, and it's a pretty unique deck if you ask me. I haven't actually seen it before. It's I see right away you get the lovers here. It is pretty unique. It was gifted to me by a friend, and the images are kind of artful. I like it. The terminology is a little bit different. So when you hear me say shells, I mean cups. If you hear me say tridents, I mean wands. And if you hear me say starfish, I mean pentacles or coins. Swords are just swords. But we're going to start out with the lovers here. So the lovers doesn't always mean partnership and getting together. It can do. It can also mean marriage. It can mean proposal, but it can also mean choices, because with the lovers, we're always standing at a crossroad of choices that we can make in this life. But see, we need to go deeper into what those choices might mean for you, and what it is that you can expect from taking these decisions, but the lovers, I mean, like, obviously it can also mean, partnership in that sense, and you get the Nine of Swords, you get the Seven of Swords. There's been a lot of, so I will actually say that in the past, you definitely feel, and I feel that this is in the past, it's nothing to do with the future. It seems like in the past, there has been some sort of betrayal where perhaps you've been blaming yourself for this betrayal. And I when we start, because the Nine of Swords, it's a lot about being hard on oneself, not so much being hard on somebody else, but we're hard on ourselves, like we expect a lot of things from ourselves. And the Seven of Swords right next to it, somebody seems to be having been stealing something from you. It doesn't have to be material things. It can be stealing your faith in relationships. It can be stealing your hopes. It can be stealing the trust, and it also translates into career. If for some reason you will let go of a job, it can feel like a betrayal because you really applied yourself. But what lies in the middle of this is the Nine of Swords, and for me that tells me that there's been a lot of self-blame, and I think it's time to heal that, because we move through life in the most spectacular way, right? And we can only do what we can do in any given moment. And yes, can we always do better? Maybe, but when it comes with a sense of betrayal on top of that, it usually means that somebody seemed to have, done a number on you, and in that scenario, there's no time to blame yourself, in my opinion. Okay. So I want you to see if you can heal from that. The page of Starfish is staring at you as well. So we talk about Pentacles. We're talking about an offer coming into your life. And I understand that if this offer is coming into your life, especially if it's somebody from the past who's coming back romantically, or if it's somebody new, even if it's somebody new you have coming into your life and they offer you something, I can understand your hesitation. With the picture I'm looking at right now, I would definitely also hesitate a little bit if I were you. You get the Six of Tridents, that's the Six of Wands, but what you can easily allow yourself to do in this case is that you're being looked up to with what you do and what you achieve. And there's a sense of you that will celebrate this new sort of you. And that tells me you are going to heal from the past. If you haven't already, you will heal from the past. So you're a lot more attractive now. And that you'll see in the sense of people coming in. A lot of people will show up in your life in the month of September and going on. It doesn't have to happen right in September, like September 1st. That's it. No, but you'll definitely feel like it's going to feel like a victory, but you're going to be popular and you're going to be looked up to. It's like sort of taking the trip to the moon and planting your own very special flag there, or going to Mount Everest and plant your flag there with the Scorpio on it. you are dealing with the Hierophant at the very end of it, and that is over the heart chakra. I just want to let you know that's how I do the readings. I always end up with where your heart is taking you, and your heart is taking you towards higher learning. It's also taking towards wanting a more stable future that can look like marriage when it comes to romantic relationships, and you are going to achieve that. It can also mean when it comes to career, it can mean that you're finally finding where you belong, and that's going to carry you in sort of to the future of what it is that you undertake. But it's going to be a platform, it's going to be stable, and you're going to be able to really focus on that. So it's actually not all bad, it's all good. I like this reading for you, so I hope that resonated with you. If you liked it, then please like, subscribe, share. I would appreciate that. There's a lot of description that you can find below this video in the description box, my radio show, my Instagram account, and also where you can find where I do personal readings. And I do that over at 12listen.com, and I would love to talk to you personally. If you have the time, I will be available. You take care now, and enjoy September.